following program is rated GE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Of course, another beautiful Thursday on Mfahamu Kiongozi, another beautiful episode. And today we'll be focusing on Ambassador to Egypt and former Senator, that is Kisumu, none other than Frederick Outa, and any other leader you'd like me to speak to. Remember to text us on 22047 and of course our social media handles, and of course Elizabeth Mutuku. I'll be looking for them with my crew. Remember always, this is where to be and this is where to get to hear stories of different leaders. Walk with me. Hi Moesh.
Hey Liz.
How have you been?
I'm quite great.
Happy to see you today.
Thank you, thank you.
I hope you've not gone through the floods.
No, we are okay in this area. I mean, but it's been a lot of rain since this.
Congratulations again on your appointment.
Thank you, thank you.
Looking forward to come to this beautiful nation, Egypt, as you're representing us.
That's your nation too.
That, yes, it is. Africa is our space.
Representing Kenyans, including Liz.
Thank you so much. I would be feeling so good walking with you and hearing your story. Why were you born? How was life like? How was everything? I'd like to hear this while we are here.
You're most welcome. Just let's go to my kitchen. You know, it's been cold this morning. And what I've been doing here is to preparing soup.
Oh, so we have a small...
Yeah, we have a small soup. So then we can be able to...
So you cook?
I'm a good cook.
You do?
I'm really a good cook.
Which meals can you prepare for us away from soup? Because...
Mostly the African food.
African foods.
Yeah.
I would like you to count for me like 4 meals which you can...
I can do ugali, I can do chapati, I can do sukuma wiki, you cannot forget samaki.
Oh, really?
The fish, the real
that means
tilapia.
Which is your favorite food amongst the...
Amongst things is fish and ugali.
How does your morning look like?
Normally, I will start my morning like around 5.
Yes.
5 a.m. in the morning. And I will have a word of prayer for...
Let me sit here as I listen to that.
I don't know whether to serve you soup first.
Yes, I can.
Do you mind to test my soup?
I would be very glad, and to look like a good cook, by the way.
Really, you come and see. It's really, it is tasty. See, done in African style.
All right, let me have a taste of this.
And all the condiments are just, it's been simmering since this morning. And you could see how it looks, but I want you to have a taste of it.
All right, I'll be very glad to have something. As you're telling me how your morning looks like, and also I get to hear your story. You see, we have no leisure of cutting off, but then we'll be listening to you.
Yes, that will be really great. I'm here for you, and I will tell you that story much more as we continue to partake over this.
At least I can see you doing something multitasking, and yet they say men don't multitask.
We will have to do that. In fact, if you'd have known from my upbringing,
yes,
this is a mandatory.
Oh, mandatory.
And I would really... You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to join you also in a bit and have... Any man or a woman,
they should be able to do something.
And it's my belief that we cannot be able to segregate and say certain work belongs to the ladies, some belong to the men.
God bless this as we take it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Let me hear your comment from sipping this.
It's tasty.
Can I teach you something?
Yes.
So now we've been learning about etiquette.
Yes.
Of how to have table manners as you dine. So they say the food comes to you. Yes. So you just go down and you bring it up here.
Oh, you go down?
Yeah. And you bring it up here. That's how you need to take.
At least I've learned something from you. Yes.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Have a seat, then we can be able to
Thank you so much.
Engage ourselves. Yes.
Let me see it from here.
But I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It has been raining since this morning.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you outside there.
Yes.
But around here, from morning,
It
like
has
around
been
4.
raining. It has been raining.
And it's been pouring. And that's why when I woke up, I decided today I'm going to be able to make soup so that I can keep warm.
So how does your morning look like?
The morning, like I said, by around 5, I will be up. And I will take about 15, 20 minutes
Yes.
to pray.
Yes.
Then after that, I would go to my desk and check activities of the day. So I would be able to program my day from 7 to around 6. And normally, when I don't really have much more engagement outside there, I will be attending to calls from the school that I run, or talking with my farmers in the village. Because now you know that I retired from politics.
Yes, I do.
So my business now is the business of people. So apart from that, I will also take time to play golf, like around 8 up to around 10. And then after that, then I would be able to do a lot of meetings with different people who are in different fields, especially in business. I'm still a businessman.
Which businesses do you do?
It's mostly on commodities. I still do a lot of the rice production in the Canoe Plains. And apart from that, I also have livestock at my farm, which I'm also taking care of. So all these things get me busy. Apart from engaging my school, which is also in Kibera, as you know, is catering for the vulnerable people. So my life is really busy, but I thank God.
Now tell me, we all know that we all know you from a leadership perspective, but we don't know where you came from and how life was for you.
It is beautiful. Life is beautiful. And you know, sometimes the perception, like for us, we've been in politics for quite a decade. When people meet you, the first thing will be a perception. Oh, this guy could have come from maybe a wealthy, to-do home, or this guy has made it in life, because they have just met you. And that's what they see. You are in politics. Like when I was in a Senate, Parliament for 2 terms, and a senator, and now you know you're aware that the president appointed me to be the ambassador designate to Egypt. Cairo, Egypt. And so people will just think that's glamorous. But I want to tell you, life was not that smooth during my childhood. People always, when people meet me, they would think that, oh, this is a privileged one. But I want to tell you, Liz, life was unkind, if I may use those words. Very unfortunately, I was really young, I think around 2 years, my mom passed away. And so growing up in a Christian home where my dad and my mom were really committed to serve God by then, I grew to learn that it was so beautiful, those two people to have fallen in love. And so when my mom passed away, I was the last born. So most of my siblings, some of them were already been working somewhere. And the gap between me and my siblings is really a big gap. But my dad decided to take care of me in the village. But I thought he was really finding it very hard without the spouse.
Your father never remarried?
He did not. And I personally, he was really committed to serve God. And so he believed that he will never remarry again. And he devoted to that, and he was able to take care of me and one of my siblings who were just almost age mates. And so he was really a good father. And so my life became really hard after that. you know, when people see me today, some of us have slept on the street. You know, today when you come to this nice home, you may think we've never slept on a street.
I would like to hear that bit seated on another space of this beautiful house. But then before then, let me take this
Just
soup.
take the soup, and it's nice.
It's a beautiful one. It's a sweet.
So next time I'll be able to cook for you fish. But we can.
That might be in Cairo.
That might, yeah. And,
That might
and
be in
truly,
Cairo.
it will be, you're welcome there.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to that.
So so like I was saying,
Then your life was not as sweet.
Not as sweet as people thought.
Yes.
And like, you know, when we are walking and this is a beautiful home.
Yes.
And I thank God for His blessings. And some of us believe truly that without God, it will
would have been. I know you've spoken of what you went through. For the sake of our viewers and someone who is watching you, probably in that situation and thinking maybe you might not make it to where you are or even better.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear some of the memories you have and some of the things you went through after your dad passed.
You see, there's something that we believe that it takes, somebody says that it takes a whole village
To raise a child.
to raise a child. That's a saying. But again, it is somehow true, and it might not be true. Because in a village setting, there is also people who are individualism. They want to own their own private life. And so if an intruder, let me use that word, or somebody who is coming from outside their home, that will be considered an intruder.
Okay.
And so you come in with a good heart that, oh, these are my relatives or my community. You can just walk in and be with them. But down deeper in their hearts, you are not welcomed.
Yes.
It's a silent saying. They will not say it, but down deeper in their heart is like, oh, Mom, I don't think they can even
It's
smile
like
with
you are invading
You are
their
invading their space and their territory. And not only that, you're gonna be able to entrench yourself to also partake whatever they could have prepared for the family. And so they don't really have that budget for you. And if they do, some of them will give it to you in a manner that you'll have to think twice when you want to go back to that home again.
That means that is what made you move away.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. This is also another beautiful place, and I believe this is where you sit.
Yeah, it's a great place. You could see the fireplace, and I'm telling you, particularly during this time when it is chilly outside there, and you come home and have fire and a cup of tea. In fact, it will give you calmness.
And you relax for the day.
And you relax before you head to bed.
Time for yourself, and this is the space. You were telling me that sometimes the people who you expected them to accommodate you, that didn't happen. How was it?
That's the reality, and I think it's reality for many Kenyans. Yeah, it's, as much as we always carried ourselves that it will take the entire village
to raise
a child, which has been quoted as an African proverb or
as mantra and saying,
but it's not the reality. To be a total orphan is a very difficult stuff. Emotionally, spiritually, physically. And what I learned is that people will sympathize with you, but at the same time, they will not sacrifice their family because of you. It is one out of hundreds where you'll find people will be able to sympathize and support you.
How did your breakthrough come through for you?
I will repeat the name of God a lot.
Which is very okay.
Yeah. Because for me, I don't really have anything, even now, to explain to people. You not even believe, even in my own village, how I ended up in the United States. No one knew. And so some of them still view you as that total orphan who used to run around and look after livestock for people. But they will never be able to even reflect how God can use somebody and bring you to another level. Because I had nobody to do that for me.
What happened, really?
What happened is like, during my childhood, like I said, my siblings were already gone. And not gone like dead, but they were alive. But my sisters, they were married because my gap was really big between them. So they were dealing with their lives outside there. Unfortunately, some of them did not really go to school because I believe that time what they considered to be wealth was the livestock that my parents had. And I just realized that livestock can be temporary. And so once my dad died, so all those things started going. But before, people considered them to be wealthy. And so they also got married earlier. So they were dealing with their families. Yeah. So even if you go there, there's nothing much
they can offer.
Those challenges were reality. You know, after high school, from primary school, I was a little bit better because I was focused a little bit, despite that I never had the mother, but I was a little bit with the focus with my dad, and I think I did very well. But now, after attaining good grades to go to high school, that's where the problem came. Because now, no one could help me. And the school that I was called to join never joined. I just went there, report, and when you tell the principal, I'm here, I have a letter, but they ask you, so where is the money? Where's the tuition? Where's the fee? And you don't have answer. And I'm still a resilient person, so I decided that I would not give up and would hang out with the people who in my village used to go to high school by then and just learn from them. Mm-hmm. So high school was really a tall order. So I attended several high school before completing Form 4.
Like how many of them?
I can't even do how many, but maybe 6. Eventually, I ended up towards the end of the year 3. Now that's when I was able to meet a sponsor who now I could call my guardians, you know, or God just brought him as guardian angel for me. And it was so beautiful to have gone back to a school and stayed for a full year to be able to embark to sit for my exams.
Mm-hmm. What was your dream all through? Because I know even a missed challenge is still someone has a dream.
I had no dream. That's what I was telling you. My dream had gone.
Yours was,
you know, when you move from your like nomadic life, living nomadic life from this home to that home, this home to that home, you don't stay anywhere. So you lose it all. And sometimes you go to a relative, you expect them to be able to maybe bail you out with a school fee or some money, and you end up there doing their chores, you see, and before you knew it, the term is over.
It's gone.
So what else?
You cannot dream.
You cannot dream anything.
Yours is to complete the school.
Completely, it was so dark.
After this sponsor came through for you, I know everything changed. Where did you go? How did you now?
When he came in, I was still doubting. Yeah, I had a lot of doubt in my mind because we have had cases where the sponsor will come.
And they vanish.
They vanish. So I personally believe that that would happen to me. Mm-hmm. But he came through and supported me. And now in my mind, I was just working hard to finish Form 4 to be employed as a school teacher.
That was your dream?
That was my dream.
Did that happen?
And that was my dream. And you won't believe me, Liz, I ended up taking the ID before I finished high school.
For you to get
because
employment
I was
first.
so ready.
Yes.
Please, and they were employing before then, teaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I was ready. And you couldn't believe how many times I would go to knock those offices to be able to be offered a job as just a teacher. And it didn't work out. And so my sponsor now says, this great man called Pete Bennett, he decided after some years to bring me to DStv University. That's where I started my journey now for higher education. And so DStv was just starting by then. And I didn't finish the semester. And then he had a good opportunity for me to end up in New York.
And that is where you completed your studies?
That's where I completed my studies in New York City, then moved for my grad school in California.
Guardian angel indeed.
So the guardian angel came through. And during my undergrad, I did a lot of work for the church. So where I worked for the organization and bring a lot of college and high school students to do what we call short-term missions to Kenya. So in my stay in America for 14 years, every year I would bring college students who want to have experience.
You were helping simply because you got help.
I got help. So, but they were in a different setup than me. But because they were coming from a well-to-do homes, they will sponsor themselves. But what they want to see of how we live in Africa.
Were you married all through?
No, by then I was not.
When did you get married and how did you meet this beautiful woman?
How did I get married? So I got married in 1999. So that's why I was not married, but then when I was there, like I said, every year I would come back home.
And give
so
back
my wife
to society.
And had a friend, who was my cousin at college. So whenever I come for holidays, she will hook me up. She will hook me up with a lady. And I kept my accent a little bit, but now I've broken it down. I don't want to use it. So, because then I had to please her that I was from the United States. So, so that's how we met.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
How many kids do you have?
I'm a man with many kids. It's a secret that I've kept because even the kids that are not mine, they somehow became mine. So I don't use the term, these are my biological, because some of them are really, if you tell them that you're not, then that would be, I would really breaking my promise. Yeah, because they don't really have knowledge about, so I have many.
You have many. And I appreciate the fact that you are not breaking their promise.
No, I will not. Some of them are still also very young that if they would know today that they are not, then it would be. So I leave that to God, to them. So they are all my kids and I will never tell the story.
I know you joined politics. What pushed you to that? And I know you did well while you were the senator.
Through community mobilization. So when I went back, the NIB was running the rice plantation in the Kano Plains or Ahero scheme had collapsed. And so when they saw me coming back, this a great man from America, he must be loaded with dollars.
Yes.
So bail us out. And by that time, what was required was like $1 million, if I think, to be able to put a deposit with the National Irrigation Board
And they
in order to provide them with water.
And that's all.
And that's all. And I didn't even have that money.
But you helped.
And then I went back, and I want to thank him. He's called Mugambi. He was a great man. He's still alive. He's one of the peers here now in this government. He stood with me.
And that's how you got into politics?
That's how I got, no, not farming first. Working with the farmers. So they were helping me to start doing something for the community. And it was like God was talking to us all. I never had money, but somehow the money came from a friend of mine from the States. We had planted rice, almost 500 acres. The harvest, we had a great bumper harvest. I had a challenge of how to sell it, but somehow God came through and we sold it. And the rest is more like history. Then after that, people were fed. Most of their kids were going to school. And that's how I ended up being elected as a member of parliament without my knowledge.
Because of what you did.
Because of what I did.
And what you've continued to do to the people.
Which is still continuing up to date. So that's how I ended up in politics. And I thought I was going to do one term, but I never did. They again re-elected me.
Okay.
So I was there for 10 years.
I know today you are appointed to lead the nation and to represent Kenya in Cairo, Egypt. What are you looking forward to do in a minute?
First of all, I want to be grateful to the appointing authority, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. And I said it even during my vetting that there were millions of Kenyans who could be better than me to fit the job that he has appointed me for. But through his wisdom, he decided to have me as one who's going to be able to represent him and represent the entire country, this beautiful nation that we have called Kenya. And I look forward for a challenge. I'm a man on a mission. There's so much going on in our country. And mostly as an ambassador, you represent the nation. And one thing that I want to do is to be able to sign a number of bilateral economic agreements that will be able to bring the economy to our nation. And especially in the area of agriculture, we have a lot of our tea, which is now #1 selling in Egypt. We have coffee, we have avocado, we have livestock. These are the areas that I want to focus on to make sure that our farmers back home will get enough money in their pockets by exporting them to the receiving country, which is Egypt. But I'm also not representing only Egypt. You know, I'll also be in charge of Eritrea and the Kingdom of Jordan, which is really a great honor for the president to have bestowed it upon me.
Thank you so much again. Thank you so much for watching Mfahamu Kiongozi, a space where you get to hear and learn much from leaders, especially their inspirational stories, because each and every day we see a leader, but where do they come from? Only on Mfahamu Kiongozi here on TV47, you get to hear their story. I'm Elizabeth Motuko. Keep it TV47.